Welcome back. This video will explain how to work with general and special notes on the HearForm home screen. There are a number of areas in HearForm Pro where you can store notes. You may have already seen a video regarding the standard notes section of the audiogram area and the SOAP notes. Well, you also have probably seen a video that explains how to enter chart notes, either by clicking one of the quick entry buttons or just manually entering the information in, etc. You may wonder, why do we have a general notes area, a special note area, and an important note area? Well, our customers have asked us to be able to store information in other areas that won't necessarily represent the chart notes, and they will also not get in the way of general notes. So you may want a quick area to put in a special or an important note. Let's talk about each of those. The general notes area, it's a place where you can put in comments that you don't necessarily want shown in the chart notes area. It's very similar. We don't have any quick entry buttons here. You just simply type that information into a note field, or you can use Siri on your iPhone or iPad and just talk into the notes field, and it will dictate and put that comment in for you. So once you've done that, you can delete the note, you can add a new note, you can see once a note is in there, the date and time stamp and that sort of thing. You can also print your notes here. So let's close that general notes field here. Those notes are again different than the area that stores your standard chart notes. Those are called general notes. You also have an area here for an important note. Well, that's just a word, but the word important, the phrase important note, is just a place for you to be able to type in anything you want. So this is a note, and let me correct that. This is a note. You can put that information right in there, and as soon as you do and click out of the field, you notice that it kind of turned a dark color over on the far left here. That lets you know on the home screen that even when this field is closed, that you can see that a note is existing there. So I'm going to click there again, and as soon as I have a note in there, then some other buttons appear. I'm going to clear that note, and I can put the note back that I just cleared one time by clicking this button. Now, if someone else is using this and happens to clear a note at exactly the same time as you may not be able to save that note. So just keep that in mind. That's rare, but it may happen. So clear the note if you don't want it. Bring it back quickly if you do. You can copy the note by clicking that button, and it copies whatever's in here. And you can also paste the contents of a field very easily by just pasting it in there. For example, if I have something on the clipboard that I copied from a website or something else that I want to paste into the patient's important note field, I can just click this bar right here. I'm flashing it back and forth, and when I do, it'll put that entire note right into the field. Now you can manipulate the notes by right-clicking after you've selected them and change the font, the size, the style, the color. Individual words can be changed. For example, let's just change that one to a different text color, and that will then be a slightly different color. I didn't choose much of a contrast there, but I think you get the idea. I can highlight that to make it stand out a little bit. So you can manipulate those notes and make them bigger or smaller and that sort of thing if you want. Okay. So I'm just using a keyboard shortcut, Control-Shift, and one of the greater than, less than symbols between the M and the question mark on my keyboard. Control-Shift or Control-Shift that way with the greater than, less than symbols makes them larger or smaller. While we're here, let's look at this banner note area. So this is a banner note. Whatever you type in there, I have a problem sometimes with typing, so I'm going to click the close button, and you'll notice that it appears at the top of the patient's name in yellow with a slightly dark red look there. And you may wonder, why would you do that? The same is true in this area, the banner notes on both the special and the important note screen. But do not allow credit, or whatever it is that you may want to appear there, especially if the patient isn't going to see the home screen. That would be helpful, but you may want some kind of a special note that's there all the time. For example, let's go over to this special note area, not the important note, but the quote special note. Again, I'll paste information there, we'll close that, and that turns a different color, letting you know that there's a note here, there's a note here, and yet you wouldn't necessarily see either of those notes, but the banner note you do see right there. So again, we have a banner note, we have a special note, we have an important note, we have general notes that you can have an unlimited number of, as well as the Audiology notes and the chart notes. So I wanted you to be aware of those and how they work. Thanks for watching.